Hello, Wichita and surrounding cities. My name is Jacob Doherty. I'm a licensed realtor here in Wichita, and today I am doing my monthly real estate update, which is just gives you an idea of how real estate's doing in Wichita. Today I'm going to be using the data from Sedgwick County. Our South Central Kansas MLS releases to us, just so we know what's going on. I think it's always a good idea to know what's going on no matter what field you're in. This is kind of like the news, you could say, for real estate, except without the drama. So that's what I'm going to give you today. So starting out, home sales in South Central Kansas, or Sedgwick County rather, rose by 4.9% last month to 491 units sold from 468 in 2020, the same month. We're using February's data, we're always a month behind. So we're still moving, inventory is lower, so home sales are continuing to grow. That's a good sign. That means that we have demand. Obviously, we talk about supply and demand almost every time. Low supply is going to mean more demand. Going on to the next item, the median sales price in February, so this past month, was $176,000. That's up from $162,000 a year prior. Also, the average price in 2020 in February was $184,000, some change, we're not going to get into it. And that went up to almost $2,000, an increase of 9.4%. So inventory's dismal, it's non-existent. Home prices are continuing to climb. Normal appreciation most years is 2 to 4%. Obviously, we're seeing significant increases, not even close to 2 or 4%. So this can't last forever. It probably can't last even much longer. So that's just something to keep an eye on. I think a lot of people think the market's going to be like this for a while longer just because it's been this way for the last couple of years, and that's just not true. I mean, we're in a position where the inventory is so small, prices are rising. I mean, there's so many variables that just can't last forever. It's kind of like running a full sprint. If you run a full sprint, yeah, for 5 seconds you feel great, but by 10 seconds in, you're wondering when this is going to end. And that's kind of like what's happening right now with our inventory. We're so stretched thin and we're getting out of air, and we're still going, but we just don't know when we're going to stop. But I have a feeling it's going to be relatively soon. So that's something to keep an eye on there. Another thing I wanted to mention was in February, the average days on market for active listings was 6 days. So that means on average, somebody lists their homes, a professional like myself, list your home. It sits for 6 days before you get a viable contract and it's currently under contract. That's crazy. So that's not even a full week to sell your home. And when you buy a home, that's a lot of money. It's a big decision, but it's so busy right now. Our inventory is so low that if you list your home, you're not gonna have to wait for long for those offers to come in if you list it right, meaning at the right price, and you do the right things. You listen to a real estate professional like myself, you set it up to where you can market it effectively. It's going to sell, it's not gonna sit there. Another statistic is homes sold on average for 100% of their listing price. 100%. That is because a lot of homes are selling over their actual listing price. So in the past, you list a home and you get an offer, let's say for $10,000 less than accepted. That's okay, and you almost got what you wanted. Sellers, not anymore. You're getting 100% on average of what you are asking for. Now, that doesn't mean you can just ask for anything and you're going to get it. You still need to list it as close as you possibly can to what your assessment of market value is, but you're still going to get a good amount of money for the sale of your home, and that's something to keep an eye on, sellers, because you may not have that for too much longer. Active listings, inventory, we talk about that every month. At the end of February, it's 489 homes. That's down from 1,023 at the end of last February. So that's about half as many active homes as we had in this past year. Inventory every month is dropping. Now, I'm hoping with spring right around the corner that increases a little bit. It normally does, but we're still to see. But I would anticipate that would happen. But with homes, there's just not that many homes out there, guys. So it makes it great if you're a seller. Buyers, it's going to be a really tough season for you if you're looking for a home right now. It is. There's no way around it. And we talk about this every month as well. Interest rates are super low, so it balances the equation a little bit, but that's still a hurdle you're going to have to really get over if you're really wanting to be competitive in today's market, because there's just not much to pick from. You don't have, in most subdivisions, unless it's a very large subdivision, you're not going to have 10 choices to pick. You're not going to have that. So if a home is semi-applicable, you have to really evaluate, can I see myself living here? And if so, you need to make a competitive offer, because you might not have that wide pool that you normally would. Right now, that represents not even a full month supply of homes, 0.7 months or of a month a supply. So that's non-existent. So in conclusion, sellers, awesome. You want to sell your home? You're in a great position to do it. Buyers, not so much. Interest rates are still low. They might climb a little bit, but they're still low. You lose 10% of your negotiating power if interest rates rise by a percentage. So watch that, because if they keep rising, it's not going to be a good thing. I think a lot of buyers are still wanting to get into homes because of that low interest rate. But the moment that changes, we're going to be in a little different situation. So still a good time to buy if you can, but you need to be competitive. And what does that mean? That means meeting with somebody like myself, meeting with a lender, having all those boxes checked before you start looking for homes to make sure you have the best chance of getting your offer accepted. So that's the market update. I'll do another one next month. As always, I appreciate everybody watching this, tuning in. If you have any questions, just go to my website at icalljake.com. You can find all my contact information there, a little bit more about myself. You can also find some homes in the area. And yeah, just more information about getting into real estate in these volatile times, we'll call it. So as always, thank you, and until next time.